One thing I think I should ought to be emphasized here is that a lot of the rhetoric coming out of the Trump administration is really aimed at a domestic audience and
Oh,
is a response to pressure from domestic lobbies,
yeah.
particularly the evangelical lobby, and other Christian organizations that are connected to the Republican Party or are right-leaning. And that's in a lot of ways that whole debate and discussion is entirely divorced from anything that's actually happening in Nigeria. Which isn't to
Mm,
say that, obviously Nigeria is facing a serious, possibly the worst security crisis, in West Africa, and that includes the Sahel, right? I mean,
yes.
yeah, and this has been going on for a long time and is arguably deteriorating. The government is clearly not capable of having the resources of stopping this.
Mm,
Um, the military is overstretched, it's under-resourced. Um, there's also questions about its political reliability, given recent allegations that it was potentially some coup plotting. Um,
absolutely.
and this is, I mean, it's an absolutely serious situation, and you know,
Yeah.
th- and to be fair to Nigerian authorities, and I don't want to always be fair to Nigerian authorities, but they have limited options.
Mm,
Um, there are these are not thing these are not this is not a crisis that is easily amenable to quick policy fixes.
mm,
Um, and, like there has to be a military element to this. There has to be a police element to this. There has to be a negotiation element to this. And the government has, at different levels of government, the state governments and even the LGAs, they've been, trying to do these sorts of things in their own way. And it's not coordinated, and that's one big problem. But
yeah.
another problem is you have fundamental issues relating to access to land and access to grazing demographic pressures. You have deteriorating cost of living, joblessness, and this is fertile ground for, herder farmer conflicts, banditry that arises from those kinds of conflicts, and jihadist insurgencies. This is a very complex crisis that I don't think any government, if they're facing this, is going to be able to handle in a reasonably effective way. Now,
Mm,
the Nigerian state is, there's uh, I would argue that there are some bright shoots there. I mean, you know, there is a degree of macroeconomic stabilization. There is potential growth path, heading forward. We do see the potential for, increased investment and, potential, you see cities like Lagos and you see, wow, that city's a hell of a lot better now than it was 10 years ago, right?
yes.
Um, like there are elements of optimism there.